Hello and welcome. Louie Lujan, a Government Affairs Director with the Greater Downey Association of Realtors. I'm here today to share with you a little bit about Proposition 26 and Proposition 27, both of which you will see on the November 8th, 2022 election. First of all, let's start with Proposition 27. A general introduction. Prop 27 provides tribes or gambling companies the ability to offer online sports betting. Now, Prop 27 has pitted operators like FanDuel and DraftKings against Native American tribes, who will no longer enjoy the exclusive gaming rights in the state if it passes. Currently, sports betting in California is banned. However, state law does allow some gambling, such as tribal gambling, the state lottery, and horse race betting, of course. Currently, Native American tribes have certain rights under federal law to govern themselves, such as certain rights to offer gambling. Now, the requirements for Proposition 27. If Proposition 27 passes, various sports betting payments must be made to the state. These include gambling companies with sports betting licenses. They must pay 10% of all the revenues made each month to the state after subtracting expenses. The creation and the usage of new funds, if Proposition 27 passes, well, Proposition 27 requires that the COSBTF fund generate revenue and first be used for state regulatory costs. For example, 85% of funds must go to homelessness and gambling addiction problems, and 15% must go to tribes that are not currently involved in online sports betting. Now, what are the fiscal consequences if Proposition 27 passes? There definitely will be an increase in state costs in order to regulate the online sports betting community. This could possibly reach the mid to tens of millions of dollars annually. Now, some or all of these costs would be offset, of course, by increased revenues as the years go on. Now, Proposition 26, very similar to Proposition 27. However, there are some differences. First of all, Prop 26 allows in-person sports betting at racetracks and tribal casinos, whereas 27 dealt with online sports betting. Now, 26 would legalize in-person betting at all tribal casinos and 4 private horse racing tracks. Revenue, similar to 27, in 26 would go towards gambling, addiction prevention cases, as well as mental health, which is 15%, and gambling enforcement and the state's general fund. Now, the current law with regard to 26, when a tribe wants to offer gambling on its lands, federal law currently requires that the state negotiate a compact. Native American tribes have certain rights under current federal law to govern themselves. This includes the right to offer gambling. Now, the actual California Constitution and state law limits gambling within the state. For example, state law bans sports betting, roulette, and games with dice. The state does, however, allow state lottery, card rooms, horse race betting, and tribal casinos. Requirements for Proposition 26. The proposition allows the state's 4 privately operated racetracks to offer sports betting to people 21 years of age and older. The proposition includes specific requirements for tribal casinos that choose to offer sports betting. For example, sports betting can be offered on tribal lands only after a tribe changes its compact with the state. Now, some of the fiscal consequences, again, similar to 27, it does increase state revenues, possibly reaching the tens of millions of dollars annually from racetrack and tribal casino sports betting payments and penalties. The fiscal impacts continued. A couple more to mention. Some of the revenues would support increased state regulatory and enforcement costs that could reach the low tens of millions of dollars annually. Now, in conclusion, Proposition 26 and Proposition 27 are very similar. One has to deal with online gambling. The other has to do with in-person gambling. It is also important to mention that recently just 34% of voters supported Proposition 27 as well as 26. And if you were to ask people what would be the result today if it were decided upon, it probably would fail. At least that's the inside scoop from some of the legal sports betting community that is lobbying for the bill. Now, if there are any further questions that you would like to submit regarding Proposition 26 and 27, please let me know. Or if you'd like further research, my information is at the bottom, as well as how to get a hold of us. We appreciate your time and thank you.